Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people at Door Shutter, coming back to you with a brand new episode of All the Mods 9. And today we are getting into the Ender Dragon automation. We're going to attempt this. There's no guarantee that this will work. So I'm not 100% sure if we can really say how many blocks we need to go up, but it's 127 on the y-axis. So let's just go up this far. I'm looking on the right side, by the way, to make sure I'm at 127. Okay, so 127's right here. So we're at 126 is where this block is, right? So on that bottom right, there's targeted block 0, 126, 0. So if I break... Oh, not that quickly. So if I'm at target 125, let's go place the stasis chamber there. Let's grab a couple add-ons. Let's add the flux point. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to kind of stand here so that does block us. Perfect. And we're going to go spawn an Ender Dragon. Okay. We're going to test this because I've not actually tested this in All the Mods 9. So this is a good test to have beforehand. Okay. I've also got most of the sounds disabled and a lot of the particles and stuff, by the way. So we shouldn't see too many particles. Looks like these don't count as particles. Interesting. Didn't know that. So that's where he spawns, is right there. So this may be down too far. Okay, so that does stick the Ender Dragon. But I am a little bit more afraid that it is cutting it very close. Well, let's go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I want to be 16. Let's see. I want to go out about 20 blocks, I think. Or right here. Let's just go 17. That should be fine. As we're far out enough for the hitbox. Yeah, we are. Okay. So let's quickly set up our mob crusher. We're just going to have this turn on with a range add-on and a handful of these other upgrades. Just so we can get rid of the Ender Dragon and see if we can actually kill him with this. Oh, is he not gonna die? Oh, there it goes. Okay. So this was one of my concerns, is this is actually, I think, the iron spellbook, and everything else fell down here. And one of the things is we can't change how this is because every time it'll regenerate. So what I'm thinking is we'll get an ender chest. Let's see. We'll kind of deal with this here first. So ender chest, and then a advanced item collector. Should make sure this is bigger. Okay. So when things fall, for example, all of this stuff, we want that to happen. Perfect. Okay, so one of the things is, since this guy's in a stasis chamber, it doesn't allow for him to update state. So we're just going to toggle this to run with redstone. So here in a second, he will die, which we will, of course, fix here in a little while. We'll get all the redstone shenanigans and stuff built up. Let's also, while we're at it, increase the height of this by 1. Was that increased by 1? No. Because I don't want him to escape. So we're standing at 127. Okay. So that should be good. Placed it back down once again. And of course, we can do the show working area. This is always a good thing to look at. And you can see how massive of an area this is. So we could go out a little bit more if we wanted to, but this encompasses all of the actual mob there. Alrighty, so let's get the redstone shenanigans working here. So first off, we're going to need a mob detector. Okay, so the mob detector, I'm going to place one there. And I'm actually going to need cobblestone, which should be in this backpack here. Perfect. And we're going to place another mob detector right there. Okay. So what we'll then do is we're going to have, I believe, kind of a system like this. We're going to have repeaters coming out of these to make full strength signals coming out. And of course, we're going to have our range add-ons and everything thrown in here. And then what we're going to do is we are going to place, I guess, just normal redstone. That's fine. This one is higher up, so we're probably just going to have to run it this way. That is fine. And we're going to grab a 2-input AND gate. That AND gate should work for us, I hope. And then we're going to do a timer, a pulse extender, and a redstone link. So timer, pulse extender. We're going to make sure that we highlight in this, or right-click in that center, change that to 5 seconds. Put a redstone link here. Put something in the middle to make that distinguishable. And then go out to here. Make sure that we are on run with no redstone signal. Perfect. And then redstone link, cobblestone, create wrench to make that a receiving signal. And that should be the redstone automated. This is already set up to pause while redstone is active. 600 tick delay. That should be fantastic. And then, of course, let's make sure that we actually power all of this stuff, because I kind of did not power this a minute ago, and I kind of destroyed some stuff because I was just testing around with some other ideas that could potentially work, but just did not work. So we're going to go with the old-fashioned one that I did with the Direwolf 20 mod pack and all that stuff. So let's grab energy pipes. I don't think I'll need anything excessive for these, so we're just gonna pipe out normally. That should work. These shouldn't really need too much energy. I think it just makes them run more efficiently, more effectively. So what we should need to do now is kind of just turn this thing on. The redstone really isn't that complicated. The reason, of course, we have redstone torches is so this powers both sides and forces this to have a redstone signal. I think if you wanted to, you could probably do a NAND gate and just do not have the redstone torches. I mean, we could go test that. Let's go grab a NAND gate. 2-input NAND gate. And we'll run back to the end. We'll then fly back up here real quick. Because I don't remember if I actually tried this in the other playthrough. But if we take out the redstone torches and we were to just run redstone signals, would this work? I think that's basically what we created in the end of the day. So this should function. I mean, I shouldn't see a problem with this. It just kind of takes out the redstone torches that we really didn't need. And then that should be golden, I think. So if I stand here, we should see that activate after a little bit. Oh, well, yeah, you have to stand there for like 600 seconds. So let's cut this down real fast to like 100. There it goes. So then that turns the stasis chamber off for 5 seconds. And then it should turn it back on here in a second. Or turn it back off in this case. Turn on the stasis chamber, turn off the redstone signal. There it goes. And that means the stasis chamber would then reactivate, and we should have potential to kill an ender dragon with this going. So everything should be running. So let's get this tested. Of course, we may get attacked here real quick. Perfect. So what we should be able to do is stand up on this platform and see if everything functions. Of course, it's going to have to go through all of its process of creating all the end crystals and all that fun stuff. And then, of course, we'll get the bottom part of this done here in a little bit. The top portion's more important, in my opinion, because, of course, it's got to hold the ender dragon and also kill it. Let's make sure we're not standing in the way. Let's also set this back to 350. Ooh, that broke. That broke hard. Okay, let me see if I can figure out. I think that timer was what was wrong. I need that timer to be extended. That's why that timer's there. It's a prime example of why that timer exists. It's because it needs to be able to hold it for a certain amount of time before that pulse extender turns the stasis chamber back off. So, I mean, that was a really good example of why that timer's there. Alrighty, so after that mistake, everything should be corrected. This is now set to 400 delay, redstone repeaters, redstone 2 input NAND gate, 5 seconds on the pulse extender, and of course the redstone links and all of that stuff are set to the right configuration. So we should be able, let's try this one more time here. Let's just send it, and we'll get everything else set up here in a second once we actually know that this is functioning. And this is, of course, why we do tests. I didn't fully build the whole system because I figured we'd have some errors sometimes, and that's okay. Things don't work all the time, and you just gotta keep on keeping on until you get it right. So we're gonna watch the redstone stuff here as this should work, hopefully. Hopefully. Okay. So this is on countdown. Should be. Any second now we should see this pulse extend and him die. Perfect. So, yeah, I did see that this was an issue. It's because I don't have any upgrades in here. That was the problem why he keeps getting so far away. So what we also need to do is a couple blocks under this is set up, let's go one more down, is set up an advanced item collector just in this wide area, because he should drop those dragon skins from Iron's spell books, and we'll be able to pick those up. And then, of course, there was one down here, but it was destroyed. I don't think I actually showed me placing that one, but I may have. May have forgotten. But we're going to place this as well. Do a pretty large radius. And that should be good. So let's go for one more on camera here. And then we can get the actual placement of all of this stuff automated as well. Okay? Okay. So back up to the platform here. We're going to avoid the range of the actual motion detectors, or the what are those called? Mob detectors? Mob detectors. Motion detectors? Basically what they are, just for mobs. Alright, stop flight. So once he spawns, he should immediately be grabbed because we put those upgrades back in there. And this should be good. Spawn, frozen, perfect. So we're killing it. The time is then being counted down inside of the timer. And then the pulse extender should happen after 400 ticks. Or 400, 400 ticks. And that activates, that then sends over. There is a little bit of delay between redstone links, by the way. That's why this lights up and then it doesn't over there. There's like a brief delay, but that's nothing to worry about. Okay, so after that, we should then be able to go over here, and we should see that there is some Ender Dragon loot inside of this. So this is working. This is 100% functioning, and that is fantastic. I think we could kind of send this now. I don't really think there's any big issue if we were to send this. I think my only issue, and I want to see if this is an issue, is if we placed blocks around this. Oh, come on. I'm just trying to do stuff here. So if we were to place blocks around about this area, I don't know if I can place them directly above it, but we're going to just kind of place a little bit of blockage, and I want to see if these get forced out. Is kind of what I'm looking at. So, end crystal, end crystal, and end crystal. So once this guy spawns, we'll see if these blocks are gone. So let me just see if that happens. And if it doesn't, fantastic, we'll carry on. If it does, I might have to find something else out. Okay, so that did clear out all of the cobblestone blocks. So I don't think I would be comfortable putting down the player simulators. I don't know. Let's just try this. So the player simulator is what we're going to be using for this here. But I don't think this is going to work. Genuinely because of the... just because of the actual thing where it's not actually keeping blocks in place. So let's run this, and then we're going to grab a barrel, we're going to grab a logic programmer, item interface, and I need one more thing that I forgot, which is a variable card. Variable card. This doesn't get complicated, by the way. It's just you need a couple of things to get it going, and that's about it. So what we'll have is we'll have the barrel here. We'll have the item interface here. We'll place down the logic programmer. We'll say item, end crystal in the center, and then a variable card here so we can get the item variable card. And then we're going to do click item here. And then if we put an end crystal in there, it should place. But now the question is, if I summon everything, is this going to actually function? In worst case scenario, we have to manually do this. I don't want to do that way, but we might have to. Because I don't know if this is classified as an explosion, or if it just straight up, you know, fills it with air, in a sense. We'll see if this happens. Okay, so it fills it with air. So basically, it replaces the entire structure every time the dragon spawns. So there is no way for us to do that with the player simulators, which means that I just lost the player simulator, which is okay. I don't really care. I guess I actually don't want to clear off all the death sounds there. But yeah, so that's a problem. I don't... Do we have anything to allow for us to place blocks at a distance? Well, it's not even placing blocks. That's the other thing. It's an item placer. That does suck. Whatever mod this is, it honestly is not that great. Because it kind of ruins the fact that you try to automate Enderman, or the Ender Dragon. Oh, that's not a fun one, ladies and gentlemen. Not at all. Okay. I may have to think about this one then. I was hoping that wasn't going to be the case, but I thought it might be, because I know I've had stuff placed there in the past, and I know it's been removed whenever I add stuff to it. So, we can kind of get rid of everything in this backpack as of current, though. Because that's kind of wrapping that up, I guess. I mean, we can't really do semi-automatic. We really have, like, very, very semi-automatic, because I have to be very much involved. Whereas the older one, the Direwolf 20 1.20 pack, I was able to throw however many crystals in and it would just go. But this one, I'm going to have to place all the crystals and then wait for the Ender Dragon to die. I don't think there's anything I can do about it. Because I also know that there's another issue. Once you place the end crystals, after the dragon's dead, there's actually a brief time period to where you cannot place certain items because it'll actually destroy them again. So there's 2 basic explosions, and that's the thing. So it's ruining automation on that front. But I think for now, what I'll do is I can just place them and just get over it. I think that's kind of what I'm gonna have to do. at the end of the day, because I don't think we have any other options. That does suck. Does suck. But I don't know. If you guys have any ideas on things I could try, I'm 100% down for it. Just leave it in the comments down below. We'll give them a couple tries. We'll see what we can see. But I think for now, we're going to write this off as a partial success. And we are going to wrap this one up here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I wish we could have got this fully done, but at least we have it to where we can get all of the Ender Dragon scales that we need for Mystical Agriculture, which is going to be, I think, 320 per operation, because we need 80 pieces of magical soil, and each of those requires, of course, 4 dragon scales, and, you know, you can do the math. We need that 3 times because we need unobtainium, we need the vibranium, and we need all the modium, which that brings that up to, let's see, times 3. 320 times 3 is 960 dragon scales. So we've got some work to do, but hopefully I can get all of these Endermen to go bye-bye, and then that way we will have the ability to have a free island where we don't have to worry about getting attacked, and we can just place end crystals as much as we can and call it a day. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.